Hello everyone! Alright, so guess what I have here? I have the new Lightlife Ground meatless ground beef, and they have a special at Sobeys right now. Buy one, get one free. So one of equal or lesser value. I could have gotten the burgers, but there's only 2 burgers in the pack for $7.99, so this was $9.99. I opted to get 2 of this because I can always make burgers from this. I was going to get the Beyond Meat one, and I did see that there as well, also for $9.99. But at 2 for 1, I had to go for this. So this one was frozen. I got one that was frozen and one that was already thawed. The frozen one will go back into the freezer, and I'm going to make some meatballs with this to make some meatballs for dinner with some spaghetti. So this is not going to be a recipe per se, but I will show you what I'm going to put in here. I mean, I know people typically make meatballs with egg. When I got the Farm & Company meatless ground, I was able to shape this without any need for anything to bind it together. I tried making some breadcrumbs, burnt it. But anyway, I'm going to put a bit of these breadcrumbs in here. And what did I want to say about this? This is 340 grams, and for every half cup you get 260 calories, 520 milligrams of sodium, 16 grams of fat. It's got 50% iron, 60% thiamine, 35% riboflavin, 90% niacin, 70% B6, 20% folate, 90% B12, 25% pantothenate, 8% magnesium, 90% zinc, 15% copper. This is a water and pea protein, well, it's a pea protein based meat, pea protein, and I think that there's, and coconut oil, much like the Beyond Meat. You can easily find this information online. So I will get started. It's got 77% less fat than regular ground beef. Oh, sorry, there you go. Okay, and that's what it looks like. I have to say it was kind of creepy having to go into the meat section for this, but you know, they want meat eaters to be able to see that it's an equal substitute. Okay, so it's got a flap here as well, just pull it open. Oh, it has a pretty decent smell to it. I feel like it smells different than the burgers. I mean, for the first moment, I'm like, oh, that's like a meaty smell. It does have a nice smell, like, you know, different seasonings, something in there. I think that I'm just going to cut about half of that for right now. Maybe I'll save the rest of it for some tacos or something, or a burrito. So I'm going to just cut about half of this, if you can see. And, oh my god, isn't that, it's like I've already seen stuff like this, but it's kind of creepy. It's just weird, you know what I mean? When you're used to no longer cooking with meat. I wonder if I have to use more, actually. I'll start with this. I mean, the price, thank goodness this is $5 with the discount, but it really is expensive to buy this at 10 bucks a piece. I think I'm going to just try this, maybe a bit more, but I'll get started on adding some stuff to this. So, I'm not measuring, I'm just doing. I'm putting some breadcrumbs in there, guys. Let's go for some garlic powder, sorry. Okay, garlic powder. I want this to be nice and flavorful. Is this all the oregano I have? That can't be true. How do I have so little oregano? Alright, well. Okay, I'm going to open this. That looks like a 1/4 teaspoon, half at most. I have oregano. Do I have other Italian spices somewhere? And I've got some basil. So just adding that. I think all I really want after this is some salt. Oh, and I'll probably, let me get some fresh onions, and I'll chop them up and put in there as well. And I'm going to add a bit of salt. Okay, I'm going to add the salt. I'm going to chop up some onions and add, and then I'm going to get started with the formation and see, do I need more? Maybe I'll take a bit more to make. But I'll go from there. Okay, so I've cut some onion. I'm not going to bother cutting fresh garlic. Maybe I'll just, I don't when I'm cooking the pasta sauce, I might add that. And I'm really not going to get into all that for you. This is just a taste test, really, and see how this cooks. I'm also adding a bit of paprika, so just that much. I might add a bit more of this meatless meat. All right, so yeah, like it's got a nice, I might add, I feel like I put a lot of seasoning. Like it's got a nice sticky consistency to it already. I feel like I'm gonna add at least a little more, okay? Yeah, a little bit. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna roll up the meatballs and start to brown them. Okay, these are the meatballs. They form easily, as I said, no need for any egg, or I wouldn't use egg as I'm vegan, but like an egg replacer, like flax. I had considered putting some flax in there because I have some flax I ground yesterday, but then I thought, no, I don't want to change the taste of this, especially for this taste test, because flax can change the taste, and I don't think it needs it. Now I have just a little bit here. I was going to do a different test and probably use this to make like tacos and like brown your beef. So instead, I'm just going to use this little bit. It's not a lot. And just see how it browns. Maybe I'll turn the stove up a little bit. And I'm just going to add this little bit to the pasta sauce that I'm going to put on the spaghetti. You know, because typically people, you know, create a meat sauce. I don't know if I should add more. I don't really... At $10 a package, you don't want to use too much. I mean, granted, I got it for $5, and perhaps this is the smart time to go back. If I like this, I can get more of this, but I do also want to try the Beyond Meat one. But anyway, okay, so you see, it's the thing with Lightlife. If you've had like the Lightlife burger at Harvey's or any other, I think it's only at Harvey's, but if you bought the Lightlife burgers for yourself, the color definitely stays more of a pinky color. It doesn't fully get brown. So interestingly, and if you've had Lightlife, you know the flavor, but as I'm cooking it, you know, the smell is coming through. And people have talked about how, it's going to sound kind of gross, that Beyond Meat has that kind of cat food smell. I find with the Lightlife, that smell is kind of coming through more as I'm cooking it now. Maybe it should even be on higher heat. It's not, well, some people's pieces are getting pretty brown. I think I'm going to just leave that. I want to taste a tiny bit. And because of how soft this is, it's making me realize that I should probably brown the meatballs and then bake them for a little bit, just to make sure they're firmer. So that's what that looks like. Let me taste. It tastes good. It does not taste like Beyond Meat. I mean, it has a taste reminiscent of meat, and certainly, look at this. Like, it's crumbling nicely. Like, if you want to make something like this, season it up, put in tacos, or, you know, I'm sure it's going to taste really, really great. So I'm looking forward to trying one of these meatballs, but I think I will bake them as well. All right, so I'm just going to add the meatballs. Now the pan is certainly hot. Maybe I should have put the garlic in there, but I'll put it in the sauce. I'm sure the onions and all that stuff's gonna come out smelling really nice in there. Garlic. Maybe I'll put a little garlic in the pan. Anyway, guys. I'm just going to start cooking. I'll let that fry up for a bit and I'll be back. Okay, so I am just turning them all over to make sure all sides get nicely browned, as you can see, and I'll just give you a closer look. So far, they look like meatballs. Okay, so here they are done, and I'm going to bake them now for about 10 minutes on 350. So I just have them in my toaster oven, and as you can see, they are sizzling away nicely. They look really good and they smell amazing. Now I'm just adding the part that I browned with some mushrooms in preparation for making my delicious sauce. Alright guys, so I have like my spaghetti sauce, not a lot, just enough for me and my daughter, and I have the meatballs, which I cooked at 350 for about 12 minutes just to make sure they were firmer, and they are, so you can see one now, that's what it looks like, nicely browned. And I'm going to take a bite. Here, come and take a bite of this one. Okay, the inside is definitely brown now compared to, it's really flavorful. Compared to when it's pinkish, like I was saying with the Lightlife, if you don't cook it longer, it has that pinkish, you like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I think I really like it like this. And I'm just going to put the meatballs in the sauce and that's it. I don't know. Do you want to say something, Chloe?
No.
Okay. Well, that's it, guys. That is as simple as it is. And I do like it cooked longer. I think, like how I definitely cooked it to make it harder and firmer. And that is your plant-based meatball or groundless beef, meatless ground beef alternative from Lightlife. Definitely worth buying, and I definitely look forward to comparing this to Beyond Meat. So this is what it looks like. Look at that plate. Beautiful. That's my daughter's. And I have to say, so I used the same pan where a couple of the pieces had gotten crisp when I had been sauteing the meat itself, like for the meat I was putting in the sauce. And I ate a piece now in my spaghetti, and I'm like, wow, that kind of burnt piece really does taste like how meat tasted. And then I ate the meatball, and I was like, this really is kind of scary how there's nothing veggie about this. This tastes like meat. Whether it tastes exactly like beef, I don't know, it's still pretty close. Like it tastes like a meat for sure. Anyway, guys, that is all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and one more view of my daughter. This looks good. Yes, Chloe, it does. See you guys in the next video.